I'm Rebecca Turner with the Office of Special Education and Early Learning. Welcome to the fifth presentation of our new series on instructional strategies for effective strategies for students with disabilities for new special education teachers. In this presentation, we will discuss reinforcement and using feedback and positive reinforcement to support student behavior. We will focus on the strategies of behavior-specific praise, first then boards, and token systems. Reinforcement is an event, activity, or other circumstance occurring after a learner engages in a desired behavior that leads to the increased occurrence of the behavior in the future. Today, we will focus on positive reinforcement and utilizing positive behavioral approaches to support student learning. Sometimes teachers and staff may unknowingly reinforce a behavior. For example, when a preschool student runs out of the classroom paraeducator follows quickly behind with the classroom tablet to encourage them to come back to the classroom. If the student is motivated to earn time with the tablet, then it's likely that to obtain this device in the future, the student may elope again from the classroom to gain access to it. Because of this, knowing the why behind a behavior occurring so that you can plan for reinforcement that matches the function of the behavior is critical. In Module 1, we discussed creating a whole group reinforcement system that acknowledges positive behaviors and provides reinforcement for all. Some students will also need individual reinforcement systems in place. When planning reinforcement, keep in mind that students will need a high rate of reinforcement when first introducing any new system. Make sure that you've taken the time to determine a hypothesis of the function of the behavior and ensure that your reinforcement system matches the function. Communicate how to use the system with all staff working with the student so that classroom teachers, paraprofessional, and related service providers can be consistent. Finally, use your data to drive your reinforcement. When implementing a new reinforcement strategy, ensure that data is being taken daily to monitor whether the strategy is successful in decreasing the target behaviors or if a new strategy is needed. Today, we will focus on 3 positive reinforcement strategies. These include behavior-specific praise, first then boards, and token systems. While not a reinforcement system, behavior-specific praise is a research-based practice that encourages staff to acknowledge what your students are doing well, that you want them to know that you see and appreciate. Behavior-specific praise takes the classic "good job" and makes it more specific to a target behavior so that the student not only has more information about exactly what they did that was correct, but are also more likely to engage in that behavior in the future. Behavior-specific praise can be used for all students as a classroom management best practice, or for individual students as part of a reinforcement system, or paired with a more structured system, such as a first-then board, token system, or with pre-correction as discussed in Module 4. Take a moment to pause this video and scan the QR code to see an example and non-example of behavior-specific praise being used in a classroom. During Modules 1 and 2, we discussed first-then boards as a visual tool for a student's schedule. First-then boards are also commonly used as a basic reinforcement system. First-then boards are often blank boards with interchangeable pictures that represent what a student must do first in order to have access to the then. When first introducing first-then boards, Kentucky Autism Training Center recommends beginning with 2 highly preferred activities. If a student is highly reinforced by both puzzles and Legos, the board may show first Legos, then puzzles. Gradually, work tasks or other non-preferred demands may be introduced, such as first write name, then Legos, ensuring that the then activity is still highly preferred. When a student demonstrates both understanding and success with the use of a first-then board, it may be beneficial to increase the demand by moving to a token system. When first implementing any reinforcement system, it's important to begin by determining preferred reinforcers. This can be done through formal preference assessments, surveys to families, presenting a menu of choice items to the student, or through informal observation of the student to see what items and activities they gravitate towards. A token system should include visuals or a list of 2 to 3 target behaviors. A token system should also include a menu of highly preferred reinforcers from a student to choose from. Students should not have free access to their items from their reinforcement menus at other times throughout the day. For example, if a student is highly motivated by Legos, then Legos would not also be part of their free choice activities. After the target behaviors and reinforcers have been chosen, next plan with your team to determine how many tokens a student will need to earn to gain their reinforcer. It's best to start with a small number of tokens and gradually build expectations to earn more from there. Token systems are an evidence-based practice that provide visual feedback for students on their progress. They can also serve as a reminder for staff working with a student to find opportunities to praise them for desired and target behaviors. When implementing token systems, ensure that tokens are given immediately when target behaviors are observed, and they are paired with behavior-specific praise. Avoid giving tokens for things that happened earlier in the day. Gradually increase the demands of a token system. Make a plan for what your data may show to identify that a student is ready to earn more tokens. Spread out reinforcement or increase work demands. Build a plan to fade token systems and build intrinsic motivation. Finally, take student interest into account when designing token systems. A student's tokens may reflect their favorite TV character, movie, or other preferred item to make it both more personal and more reinforcing to earn. For additional information, please see the resources available here. For any questions, please contact me, Rebecca Turner. I can be reached at 502-564-4970, extension 4164, or by email at rebecca.turner@education.ky.gov. Thank you for watching this presentation on reinforcement.